You guys have been begging for it, and we finally have some exciting news for Nano Dimension stock, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, so stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm Richard Allen, and in this video, we're going to talk about some exciting news regarding Nano Dimension. They have a brand new president. I also want to talk about a brand new article that I found on Investor Place that is a bullish thesis for a long-term portfolio addition of Nano Dimension in your portfolio if you don't hold Nano Dimension already. But let's just jump right into the biggest news today. Nano Dimension announces Zvi Nadivi. I probably butchered that name, but I like how that sounds. Zvi Nadivi appointed as the new president. Let's just jump right into the second paragraph here. It says, Mr. Nadivi has been the CEO of several technology companies. The last technology company that he was CEO, they are a world leader in chemical lighting solutions that manufacture chemical luminescent ammunition, like tracer rounds, that kind of thing, and infrared devices used by US and NATO military forces, as well as law enforcement agencies. He was also the COO of a company that had innovative energy-based technologies, where he was directly responsible for 1,000 employees on 5 continents from 1990 to 2005. Here's the good one. He was the CEO of Kellstrom Industries Incorporated, a supply chain and advanced data management company. So here's the biggest part I want to highlight here. While he was the CEO of Kellstrom Industries, he grew the company from $8 million to $330 million over a 5-year period, including 9 acquisitions. And we all know, guys, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to see what Nano Dimension is going to do with their $1.5 billion worth of cash that Yoav Stern later on in this article calls their war chest. We're waiting. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. What companies, again, we know that multiple companies they're going to be acquiring. We know that based on what the CEO, Yoav Stern, has said over the past couple interviews. And I'm excited that Nadivi is a part of this company now. So he has a comment here too. He says, over the last few months, I've looked at Nano Dimension's technology closely, as well as analyzed its competitive landscape. Nano has a unique opportunity to change the way entire industries create and produce high-performance electrical parts. Nano's customer base is already impressive, and we are still in the first inning of the proverbial 9-inning ballgame. I'm thrilled to join the Nano Dimension team. I look forward to leveraging my expertise and global network to drive our sales and marketing efforts. Yoav Stern says, I'm very excited to appoint Mr. Nadivi as our new president. He has extensive global experience in leading and growing innovative technology companies with significant expertise in mergers and acquisitions. The work he did growing Kellstrom Industries, as well as turning around Luminous, a limited medical and aesthetic laser business, are just a few of the many reasons I have recommended to our board of directors to approve him to become president of Nano Dimension. We are extremely well positioned for growth with a war chest of close to $1.5 billion in cash and a technology that is far advanced over our competitors. Mr. Nadivi is the right man for the job and joining our team at the perfect time. They also did file a new SEC filing. Some people were wondering what that was. It's essentially the same thing as I just read to you. It is the appointment of Mr. Nadivi as president, and they have to file that with the SEC whenever they change any sort of president level type of executive. So how is the stock market treating this news today? Well, the stock market in general, the entire tech sector, is kind of having a rough day, and Nano Dimension is no exception. Nano Dimension is down almost 6% on the day. When you have things like NanoX Imaging and Neo down 6% as well. You have Open down 5%. You have Palantir down a couple percentage points. It's kind of a bloody day after a couple of good days in the stock market. So that's where we're at on the share price. In the short term, I have no idea where Nano Dimension is going to go, and that's why I wanted to show you guys this article on the bullish sentiment behind Nano Dimension as a long-term hold. I am holding Nano Dimension. I'm a shareholder. I'm a stockholder. I'm excited for this company long term. I'm not swing trading or day trading this stock at all. And that's essentially what this article talks about. It says, as Nano Dimension stock stabilizes, we've seen that. We've seen it trade sideways for quite a while. It could find a place in the long-term portfolios. Do not day trade Nano Dimension stock, but invest in 3D printing firms like Nano Dimension stock long term. So let's just run through this article quick, because I feel like it does a really good job at explaining what Nano Dimension does, the 3D printing industry in general. Let's just jump right in, okay? It says, founded in 2012 in Israel, the 3D printing stock Nano Dimension currently gets significant day trader attention. NNDM stock started trading on the NASDAQ in 2016, around $70 per share. Within a few weeks, the shares went up to nearly $100. But since then, Nano Dimension stock has plunged to hit 50 cents in late March 2020. Yet, in late January 2021, it saw a 52-week high of $17.89. Recent sectoral metrics suggest the worldwide market for 3D printing products and services is anticipated to exceed $40 billion by 2024. The industry is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 26.4% between 2020 and 2024. So given the growth potential of the industry as well as the interest in the shares, investors wonder if now could be a good time to enter NNDM stock. With a beta of 2.45, the shares of NNDM are highly volatile, and the momentum day traders ride the waves in price. If an investor's objectives permit, I believe that a potentially high growth company like NNDM should be bought for the long term. Any potential decline towards the $6 level or below would offer a better margin of safety. So, I mean, six is cheap, guys, but keep in mind, this was a 50-cent stock a year ago. So it's ran up a ton. NNDM stock and the 3D printing revolution. 3D printing is increasingly playing a crucial role in a range of industries. This includes ones like aerospace, architecture, automotive, consumer goods, education, electronics, construction, energy, healthcare, hearing aids, dental, military, and robotics, among others. For instance, recent research led by Alejandro H. Espera Jr. of Case Western Reserve University highlights additive manufacturing technologies, or more popularly called 3D printing, has paved the way in new areas of electronics fabrication. 3D printing technologies and potentially transformative in flexible electronics, wireless communications, efficient batteries, solid-state display technologies, etc. Nano Dimension focuses on multi-layer printed circuit boards, as well as complementary products such as nanotechnology-based inks. Its flagship printer is the Dragonfly, used in the 3D printing of electronic circuitry. The company regards its technology as disruptive. Will Ashworth here, a contributor to Investor Place, has recently written in detail about the company's fundamentals and financial metrics. He points out, due to the adverse effects of CV-19, the company's Q4 sales of $1.97 million were flat to Q4 2019 and 350% higher on a sequential basis from the third quarter. Part of the recent decline in the share price can be attributed to the fact that Nano Dimension has conducted several direct offerings raising working capital. So if you are considering investing in Nano Dimension stock, you might wait for the next earnings statement. Given the volatility in broker markets, the shares could still come under pressure and need more time to stabilize. At the bottom of this article, they talk about, is it a good idea to invest in Nano Dimension as a single stock, or is it potentially a better idea to invest in an ETF? So it says many investors who are interested in the growth of 3D printing sector might not necessarily feel comfortable with the volatility that comes with investing in a small cap stock like Nano Dimension. They could instead be invested in an exchange-traded fund that holds Nano Dimension shares. Alternatively, you might buy a sectoral ETF such as the 3D printing ETF, PRNT. That has actually done tremendously well this year. It has 49 holdings, similar to most of the other ARC ETFs. And this is up 27% so far this year. and over the past 52 weeks is up 156%, similarly to what we've seen last year by most of the ARK funds. But it was a really good year. So it says, do you believe that 3D printing could revolutionize manufacturing in the new decade? If so, you might want to add either NNDM stock or an ETF in your long-term portfolio. I'm really excited for Nano Dimension and what they're doing. But let me know how you feel down in the comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks again for joining me for another video. Again, I'm Richard Allan. I post here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on this channel. If you want to see me more often than that, consider joining the Patreon and supporting the channel in another way. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks.